Family members in Menifee, where she used to live, tell us she had been making a living as a social media personality, posting in English, Farsi, and Turkish about animal rights and becoming a vegan, but also making more upbeat music and dance videos. The family became concerned this past weekend when they couldn't reach Ogden by phone or at her home in San Diego. They alerted police, and at 2 a.m. Tuesday morning, they got word that Ogden had been found safe in her car in Mountain View, California. When the family realized that was close to YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, they told police that Ogden had been complaining about YouTube and how the company was, quote, ruining her life. They say police told them they would keep an eye on her.
There is a lot going on in that clip. And I understand there's a lot going on in that clip. But what is of paramount importance for you to keep in your mind, I believe, as the key points of this entire situation, because of pressure from the current ideologies that are prevalent in our society, YouTube was forced to put in place measures to attempt to curtail backlash of a negative sort that would cost that company money. That's their responsibility. That doesn't mean that they're evil because they wanted to make money. That is their responsibility to their investors. That is their responsibility to the people that work for them. That includes me. It includes PewDiePie, me, and everybody with one subscriber that has one monetized video that has had one monetized view. It is their responsibility to get us advertising revenue. That is part of our agreement. Don't get this twisted. Because of that, things had to happen to protect the asset that we all take part in, including you viewers. In doing that, many people were how do I even put this? Many people were judged to be unworthy of all possible advertisement because some advertisers don't want to get boycotted, so they can't have their product seen to be in relation with something that the loud minority of people who like to boycott people would be upset about. So they had to be restricted. And because of that, one individual who is uniquely unstable took it upon herself to act out in a violent manner against the company in which she felt aggrieved her. She said in the video that she felt she was being discriminated against. That is language I have heard in the past. The power hierarchy struggle of harmful past ideologies that should have stayed in the past and not been dredged back up, I believe, is going to wind up being a factor in this. I don't know this for sure, this is me predicting. And I think that that is not going to be discussed at all by anyone except me here right now, and those of you who decide to choose this point to be the point that they will leave their comment about. I've seen this coming. A lot of people have seen this coming. Because this is what happens when you decide to pit people against each other. You get people fighting each other. We need to wake up and think about what we're pretending to think about.
And back out here live, law enforcement just showed up. They're inside the family home talking to them right now. Now, we asked the family if Agdam had ever had a gun or any weapons. They said not that they knew of. And as far as they knew, she didn't know anybody personally at YouTube headquarters. We asked why she might have done something like this right now, and they said they didn't know. But they do say that it's just 2 days away from her birthday.
And that's very symbolic. There's a lot of pathology in this. If this is even partially correct, there's a lot of pathology in this. It's very sad. It's very sad. But you say what you want to about her content. You can say what you want to about her as a person. You can say what you want to about her beliefs or ideologies. But at the end of the day, no matter what it was, something pushed her to the point where she felt that this was going to be a good thing for somebody. Most likely, her. This seems very clickbaity. And it's just so sad. It's just so goddamn sad. Like, because seriously, the comment that I made in the first video I made, there before the grace of God go I. I'm one extraordinarily sick moment away from doing that. You know what I mean? A lot of people are one extraordinarily sick moment away from doing that. A lot of people were affected by this. And a lot of people have not rationally thought out the entirety of the picture involved. And a lot of people don't see the real source of where this is coming from. You have to go to the root cause. People are going to go, she was a crazy vegan. I'm sure Vegan Gains is going to hear nothing but shit about this. I feel bad for him. He shouldn't have to deal with that, but I'm sure it's fucking coming. And I'm sure most of it he's going to bring on himself, so whatever. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to go, I was using SJW, and they're going to touch on it. The real root of the cause. But it's going to be so wrapped in their own fucked ideology, and it's going to have their own snide, superior fucking way of delivering it as, oh, look, it wasn't one of us that did it. See, we're the sane ones. No. No. We're all just one sick moment, one extremely sick moment away from doing that. Nothing of this surprises me. Not one bit. It's textbook. What happens when you decide to go down this road, when you decide to play tribes fighting each other? This is what happens when you begin to restrict the freedoms of people. When you begin to say, there's certain things I just don't want to hear about. I don't care. So there's just certain things you don't want to know. There's just certain things you don't ever want to learn about, find out about, educate yourself on, become more knowledgeable in. To be a better person, to have a deeper understanding. Fuck that, I don't want that. Why on earth would I want that? I don't know. Save lives? And this is the beginning. And you think this is bad? Last year, there were 3 sides in open combat in the streets, and a woman got ran over. And what's the root cause? Nazis? No. This tribal mentality. The fact that there were Nazis and Antifa and Black Lives Matter. 3 of the major faiths were all present for the beginning skirmish to really kind of test the waters of the actual how far do we really want to go into class warfare, race warfare, ideology warfare. What's it really going to look like when we're actually legitimately fighting in the streets? It baffles me. Baffles me that people are going to make these connections and they're going to take it as an opportunity to thumb their nose at the opposition, as opposed to saying, that's what you're doing. It's what you're doing to people. And you need to stop. When are we going to realize that picking sides like it's an elementary school game? But the object of the game is now we're just going to hate each other. We're all on different sides now and we're just going to hate each other. What fun. What a healthy way to interact with each other in the world. And all for the greater good. There's a video that I made a while ago. I seriously think all of you watching this need to watch. I was talking about the Wizard's rules. Sounds stupid, but bear with me. The first 2 are really the ones that just run through my head all day long. Every single day. The first 2 rules. So key. So important. First rule. People are stupid. And they will believe whatever they want to believe because they either want it to be true or fear it to be true. The second rule is the greatest harm can result from the best of intentions. I really don't think that needs explaining. Certainly not today.
See, what I've been trying to do about this, because I thought this through a long time ago, I thought, well, I don't want to, I think the group identity game ends in blood. It doesn't matter who plays it. Left-wingers play it, blood. Right-wingers play it, blood. And lots of it, not just a little bit. You can't play the identity politics game. Well, so what do you do instead? You live the mythologically heroic life as an individual. That's the right place to work. And that's the message of the West, as far as I'm concerned, is that we figured that out. We figured out that the collective identity was not the pinnacle statement. That the individual, not that collective identities have no value, obviously, family has value and your organizations have value, all of that. That's not the issue. The issue is what's the paramount value? What's the metric by which people should be measured? And the answer is they should be measured as individuals, as if they have a divine soul. They should be measured in that manner.